Good morning. How are we doing? Sorry, just avoid changing my volume. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's well today. These morning streams, I always forget. Right, you have to get up in the morning. Hey. How you doing, Barack? Lovely to see you here. I thought let's do a real chill one today. So I've got the sketchbook out and we're just going to do a bit of like free sketching. My version of free sketching still uses reference photos because I'm a slave to the reference, but I'm just going to sort of play around, paint things that don't matter, and just use up the rest of my palette because I've got a whole lot of colourful blobs I don't want to get rid of. Thank you so much for joining me. Awesome. Let's get into it. I'll switch the screen. So I've just got my normal journal sketchbook here that I do lots of random stuff in. And I've primed these 2 pages with acrylic gesso, so they're a little bit thicker and they've got that bit of texture. I don't think you can hear that, but it's there. Either way. I've also done another page with blue, so I've got a second option as well. So I like to have a bit of primer down so I can play with oil, no problem. Let me just get some brushes, and I'm going to be using my liquid fine detail medium because he's a fast dryer, so very, very good for this kind of thing where you don't want to leave the sketchbook open for a week to dry. So this means it's dry in a couple of days. There we go. How are you today, Barack? Are you working on anything today? Am I pronouncing your name properly? I feel like I'm butchering it. I apologise. Brushes. What do I want? Here. Really. I do like getting up in the morning like this because I feel like I have such a productive day after we stream in the morning, because then I get all my energy out onto the page and I can just absolutely go for it. Yeah, my go-tos. Oh, actually you just finished mulling a new tube of ultramarine blue. Ooh, ultramarine blue is such a beautiful pigment. Well done. I'm sure your arm's feeling it if you've been mulling a colour for a whole day. That's what, the only thing that puts me off like making my own oils is I'm like, God, that's a lot of work. And I've got RSI in my shoulder already. And I'm like, I don't think I've got the strength for it. But it looks so beautiful when you do. And just that process, it's very much that ASMR. I could watch people mulling all day. It's just a gorgeous process. So good on you for making your own. I'll show you the first reference picture I've pulled up. I mentioned in my Q&A video recently. You should be proud of yourself. Absolutely. Claps for you. Yeah. I'm proud of you too. So go for it. Yeah. I mentioned in my Q&A video recently that one of my 2 go-tos when I don't know what I want to paint is skulls and eyes. So today we're going to go to eyes to start. So I've got this little one here. Where is the screen I want? That one. So this is a really nice one off Unsplash, so free stock. And I just want to focus in on this eye here with the pink and the way it sort of sparkles on the inner corners. I really like that. So I'll start with that picture. And then who knows? Big part of this is I just get to use my favourite tube of... who makes the magenta I like? Michael Harding magenta. Sketches in the book. I haven't got a lot of sketches in this book. Give me 1 sec. There's a lot of it's notes and a lot of it's like random flyers. So let's have a quick flick through. I got a sticker from my friend Jessica on Instagram. She's amazing. That's one of her illustrations. I've got notes from an art workshop I did with Robin Ely. You can find him on YouTube and Instagram. He's an amazing hyperrealist oil painter. So his workshop, I did a 5-day workshop in Adelaide with him, and it just connected so many wires in my brain of things that I like knew most of the information, but then he gave me enough elaboration that I was like, oh, context. Context is handy. So that's all from his workshop. And then I did a workshop with David Cassan as well of painting from life. That one was quite good for like tips and tricks and knowing more about just being an artist full time, but not quite as academic as Robin's class. Robin's class had sort of specific sections, specific theory days, then specific painting days. And David's was much more a chill, let's all paint, let's all sort of break down this painting and just do it a bit by bit. So that was cool. Reference photos, more reference photos, pricing and stats. I like to write down sort of all my random statistics. This is all random sayings, things that I should remember. Life is so damn short, for fuck's sake, just do what makes you happy. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Bitch, watch me. I love all this. Oh, I like this one. You should give a fuck. You really should, but only about things that set your soul on fire. Save your fucks for magical shit. I love that one. This is a black and white copy, but that's the Jupiter and Io painting that inspired my painting Io's Agency, which is on my YouTube channel. It's a 2-part video. I finally got that back from America. It's sitting in my thing. It is like the diary of an artist. It's like halfway between a diary, a journal, and a sketchbook. It's just an everything book. And like, this is my 3rd one since 2016. So it feels good to have something that I've now maintained for a while, as opposed to when I used to have sketchbooks. I'm definitely that person who was like, I want every page to be perfect, and I want this to be my eye sketchbook, and this to be my black and white sketchbook, and just, I put too much pressure on myself. So I have a lot of half-finished sketchbooks, basically. This is all just ideas for paintings. That was an exhibition I went to at Tacit Art, which was all queer art. That was really good. I do like, anytime you can keep these, like, gallery sheets that have people's works and prices, they're really handy for when you're trying to price your own work. I look at sort of a variety of different artists at different parts in their career, different sizes of artworks and materials and all that sort of thing, just to get the feeling that I'm sort of in the right zone. And it gives me a bit of a backup when I feel like I don't want to defend. If I put a higher price on something, I want to make sure that that's correct. That is what it should be, because there's nothing worse when you're talking yourself out of high prices that you deserve. So yeah, that's a little bit of the progression of the Io's Agency painting, gallery contract. What else? That was when I sent it to America, all my tracking info, because I freaked out. Oh, this was a test print when I did a limited edition print run with Just Another Agency here in Melbourne. So this is my After Anguish painting. This one came out a little bit yellow, so I got to keep the artist proof. So I chucked that in here. And then the actual prints came out much more true to colour. Another reference photo. That reference photo was from postspace.com. They are an awesome artist reference photo. This was my Oiltobers last year, which ones sold and who they sold to. So that was lovely. More notes. I haven't really got many sketches in this book, actually. I think I've got more sketches in my last one. I've got more random stick-ins in this one. Do I have any sketches in this one? More reference. Ah, there's a sketch. So that was a little oil sketch trying out polymer paper. So it's a polymer Yupo paper. So I didn't mind it. It just took a lot of time to sort of build up any solid areas. And I did notice some paint flaking off. So I just don't think it's designed for oils particularly. I do know some people paint on polymer paper in oils, but I don't know. I didn't immediately love it. One of my favourite paintings ever. That one's from the NGV. This was when I was trying out all the Cobra water mixable oils. And I just put a bit of baking paper if there's sort of paint that I'm worried it'll stick to the other page. Oh, there's some more sketching. That's just black and white. I was hanging out at a friend's house and I like to be doing something with my hands while we're hanging out, so I just sketched random eyes. Told you I like eyes. I'm not going to show you that one. That's potentially new painting. So let's add more sketches to this, because there's not enough sketches in here, obviously. I'm going to grab that reference photo back up. There we go. Beautiful. Where can I put this on my screen where it's not going to cover things I have to look at? Let's try... We'll try it there. Okay, okay, cool. Now, pink. The hardest part of today is you've got to remind me to start on the left-hand side of the page and then move over, because if I suddenly start painting on the right because I'm right-handed, I'm going to end up with paint all over my hands. Alright. Oh, that needs some blue. You got me thinking about ultramarine blue now. I do have some on this palette. Purple. Yeah, my only problem with painting directly on the paper is it literally can rot. So with oil paint, obviously it's oil and pigment. The oil and pigment, as you know from muling, don't naturally want to stick together. You've got to force them together. And because of that, when you put them on something like paper, paper gives them the ability to separate because the oil is allowed to seep through the paper, and it will do so quite quickly, whilst the pigment will sit on top of the paper because it's not fibrous enough for the pigment to go through. Well, in most cases, depending on the pigment. So it actually separates the paint, and then your paper, now having liquid on the inside, if it doesn't dry correctly, or if you close the book and it sits there and gets glue, it can actually rot the paper. It wears it away. So that's where gesso is a protective coating. It seals the paper so none of my oil absorbs into it, which actually I think I have in some pages. I haven't primed it because that's what, when I did that workshop, I just painted straight on the page because I didn't have time to prime it. So yeah, you can sort of see some, can you see some yellow staining there? Mm. Most of the time if you paint on paper without priming. Oh, I did prime it. Oh, go me. I used a clear primer. Never mind. I have had days where I haven't primed the paper because I haven't had time. I must have been really organised that day. Heck. Yeah, and it basically, you can see the yellow staining on the other side of the paper. You can see how the paper is gradually degrading and it's just not going to last. So, it's a decision. I think the only thing that would really bug me is if people painted directly on paper in a way that they knew that wasn't sustainable and then they sold the work for money. Because, like, that's the thing. I don't really care if people make things longevity or not. Like, if they take care about things like using acid-free storage and painting, you know, fat over lean to make sure there's no cracking going to happen in future and all that sort of stuff. I don't really care. You can do whatever you want. It's just if you're going to sell your work to someone else, that's not fair if you're building in a failure into your painting. If you're going to build in something that's going to break down the track, and you know it's going to break down the track. I'm not talking about students when they don't know any better. I was one of those once. Then that's not fair to your buyer. I'm not saying art has to last forever, but it has to last, you know, as long as you can reasonably make it last. I think, anyway. These are only my opinions. Okay. The second I saw this picture with all the pink, I was just like, yes, I love pink. Which is weird, because I never wear pink. And as a kid, I hated pink. But as an adult, I love painting with pink. My younger sister loves pink. As in, again, as a kid, she had her times that she liked it and her times she didn't like it. And now she wears almost exclusively pink, the way that I wear almost exclusively black and dark green. We're colour blocking sisters. There we go. I'm just getting a bit of yellow into that brow bone to brighten it up. And I can bring that into this side of the face. I have so much paint here, I don't think I'm going to use it all today. At least I'll have used some of it, so it's not a waste. It's the problem when I start paintings, I use a lot more paint, so I put a lot more down. But it's a bit cute. Quite a sultry kind of eye. Interesting with eyes, this the tiniest change can change the expression completely, so you've got to be a bit careful. Knowing that your art will last even after you die makes you strangely happy. Longevity definitely matters. Yeah, I agree. I love the idea of similar to, I have a painting by my great aunt, and I've got sort of family friends and things like that who can show me paintings from their grandfather or their great-grandfather and things like that. I love the idea of, if I have a granddaughter one day, her like keeping one of my paintings and showing her kids and stuff like, I don't know, I love the idea of it just being this weird marker in time. Even though I know as a kid I didn't quite appreciate all the landscapes and that I was shown. Now I do. Ooh, now do I introduce a different hue now? I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, that works, that's alright. Need a light purple. Yeah, smaller brush, smaller brush, smaller brush. Painted it small. Also, yeah, how nice is my new brush holder? It's just like a simple wallet, but I've never had something that fits the long handle paintbrushes. So that was a find. Oh, I would love to try your paint. That would be so cool. And ultramarine blue is just one of those colors. It is so rich. Like, not every pigment will behave like that does, and just, oh. I imagine, though, that customs and shipping would not be happy about us sending random tubes of paint, would they? I was considering getting a P.O. box, just because my husband and I, we've moved almost every year for the past, like, oh. Actually, we've moved for the past 2 years, and then we had a gap of 2 years, and then before that we moved almost every year for, like, 6 years. So if I get a P.O. box, then I don't have to change my address every 5 minutes. So I might end up doing that, and I'll let you guys know if I do, just in case we ever want to send stuff back and forth. Because that would be cool. Yeah, no, I'm getting convinced that it's a good idea because I hate changing my address, and I've always got this feeling in the back of my mind that people are sending things to the wrong address. Which has happened. I've had to drive to some of my previous addresses and, like, pick up my package off their doorstep, and it feels like you're robbing people, and you're like, it has my name on it, it's definitely for me, it's not your package, I'm not stealing it, it went to the wrong house. And I, like, pay for the mail redirect and everything, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I love this kind of sketching. I just get to play with all the highlights and the twee fun bits rather than stress over likeness and getting the composition 100% correct. Oh, more pink. More pink, more pink, more pink. How many tubes did you get out of the one session, Brooke? Because that's the other thing. I don't know how you guys measure out how much pigment to how much oil to how much are you going to end up. It looks very confusing, and that's the part of art that is more mathsy or more cooking, and I can't cook to save my life. my husband can cook. I am incredibly blessed. The fact that he can cook saves me. Otherwise, I'd live on Maggi 2-minute noodles and toast. Okay, I'm not that bad. I can make like the one pasta bake, the one lasagna, basic oven pizzas. What else can I make? Stir fry. Stir fry is easy. But I can't make like fancy food. Ooh, that blue blob's a bit hard. That's alright. We'll get to the guts underneath. What am I going to paint next? I'm getting through this one too fast. This is my adrenaline piece. Need some white, need some white, need some white. That's the only thing that I might reintroduce to the palette is more white. We'll get there. Boop. Boop. No, no more iris. Oh, whoops, that's green. I don't want green, I want blue. One tube of 100ml and 50ml extra for plein air paintings. Oh, that's not too bad. I always worry when I see people sort of put it all out on the glass plate that it's going to be like 6 tubes. And I'm like, who's going to go through 6 tubes of ultramarine blue? That must be so expensive. You started making it to save money. Yes, it can be expensive. Especially, yeah, the more pure pigment brands. Because that's the thing, like the brands are definitely... When you look into them, it's always the pigment load is the price. And if you want the highest pigment load, but doing it yourself can work out a lot cheaper. Oh, that's lovely you find it relaxing. Does it have like a gym effect where you like put a lot of effort and energy and sweat into something and then you get that beautiful endorphin rush at the end? It kind of sounds like it could be that. But the fact that you find it relaxing is lovely. That's encouraging. Because I think if you found it ultra laborious and hated it the whole time, that wouldn't be very lasting. Which I'm sure some people would, but I don't know. I always like mixing paint, it's fun. Your muscles are burning. You gotta stretch and relax. Oh, get ice packs. Or have a, like, restorative shower, I don't know. What do athletes do when their muscles hurt? What are all the things? Ice bath? Ice baths look painful. Like all those things I should do for my shoulder, and I try and remember to stretch, but I'm sure I could be doing more. Pink. Burny. I was YouTube editing all last night for my video coming out on Friday. So my wrist is sore just from holding the mouse for so long, if anything. So this is quite nice that I'm using my wrist in different ways. Enthusiasm. That is how I painted that so fast, is enthusiasm. I saw this reference photo last night and I was like, I want to paint it now. And I had to wait till today. So that is the only way. But like, it's not anatomically accurate. It's just sort of an approximation of what I see. Which is what sketchbooking is for. I like that little flick now. It makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Aggressive! Can I hold it up a bit? Yeah. That kind of thing. Alright, what am I painting now? Oh, well, that's the thing. I sort of ended up painting without sketching with pencil first, just simply to save time. I used to always sketch in pencil first. I'd use coloured pencil because it didn't show through the paint. I'll take you back over here and we can have a look through reference photos. Get rid of that one. That's the music. Oh, that kitty's kind of cute. This is what stock photos are really good for, is just I want to float through a whole bunch of random stuff quickly. Chicken! But yeah, I was saying, so I used to sketch in coloured pencil, and I'd do a full, very elaborate sketch with every little detail. But then I found a lot of the time when I was painting, I'd change my mind and I wouldn't follow the sketch 100%. So it became a question of, do I need to do it? And when I started doing life drawing with paint, you didn't have time to do that. So I just had to jump in straight with the paint and do it that way. So that worked out. And I've just sort of done that ever since, is that I'll do my sketch in paint and I'll just move it all around and then I'll paint from there. And I've done a lot more underpaintings as well. So when you do not just a sketch, but like a value sketch in greys or in a dark value, that worked out quite well. What do we think about this little girl? She's quite cute. That's a very different eye as well. Or, what else did I say? A vulture. He was a funny boy. Not sure how I would paint him. Or some clouds. Actually, let's do some clouds for a bit. Clouds are fun. I can do some clouds next to the eye and that'll sort of make him make sense. Black cloud. What? Back to the kitty? Alright, I'll go back to the kitty after this. I won't be long. Those clouds are nice and abstract. I've kept the kitty open in a tab, so don't worry, it's not gone. The clouds are really pretty outside today. I took like 3 photos when I dropped Dipper off at puppy daycare. She's having a day with other dogs today. I took like 3 photos, so I'll have to put them on my Instagram later. They were like really wispy clouds, and they were all sort of going parallel to each other. It was really cool. Add to my random bank of cloud reference photos. That's the thing with clouds, you can just sort of chuck anything down and then just play with a lighter value into it. This looks nothing like my reference, but I'm having fun. Yeah. Blobs. Probably almost crammed too much colour into this little bit, but oh well. It'll be fine. Is that warm yellow? Do I have any warm yellow? Yeah, I do. A lot of the time with clouds, I try and at least make the light come from one direction. I have not done that yet, so this is just going to be weird, colourful blobs. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. There we go, I sort of brought it back. So most of the light values are at the top of the clouds and then the darker values underneath, so that makes a bit more sense. Yeah. Is the music volume okay? I'm having a lovely chill time over here. Oh! Alright, let's scratch that itch. For clouds. We'll go back to the kitty. That kitty? I don't know if I've got exactly those colours, so she might come out a little psychedelic. Let's see how we go. Oh, also, today's caffeine has been sponsored by Kylie. Thank you so much for sponsoring my caffeine by donating to my Ko-fi account. Because I need caffeine to live. I don't need caffeine to live, I need caffeine to paint. Alrighty. Washed my hair this morning, it's still wet, so the bottoms keep dripping, annoying me. But the only downside to really long hair is it takes forever to dry. Okay. What brush? That brush. What colours do I have that before? That would work. I've got like a transparent yellow oxide. That could be very handy for a ginger. And I've got some yellow ochre light there. It might be a bit cool, but let's see how we go. Yeah, that transparent yellow oxide's alright. Yeah. I'm just doing the markings in the middle of the face. I can tell where she's kind of gonna go. One of my friends just got a new kitty. Well, she got 2 new kitties. Oren. And what's the new one? Gracie. They're so cute. I'm definitely a dog and cat person. I like both. Especially after living with Zelda the last couple of years. Like, cats are lovely. Granted, Zelda isn't the most cuddly cat, and I'm definitely a cuddly person, so I have to respect her boundaries, and that's completely fine. But I do normally get more in love with cats that act like dogs, who are more overtly affectionate, just because I'm so needy. But we've got my little Dipper now, our little puppy, so probably not going to get a cat anytime soon. Some Airedales live really well with cats, but I don't know. One pet is enough for us, I think. Then she gets all of our love. Doesn't have to share. And we do spoil her like an only child anyway, so... I got paint on my finger? I've got oil on my finger. Oh, I kept putting very light fingerprints on the paper. Which is annoying. Stuffed up that eye shape, but that's alright, I can fix it. Okay, and they can join together a little bit. Don't know if this makes sense to you yet, where things are gonna be, but I'm just trying to find the eyes. I think I want to do both eyes and the nose. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, actually gonna measure something. Okay. That's better. Okay, okay, okay. Because the cats have like the rings around their eyes and then they've got where their actual eye is. I had the ring on one eye and the actual eye on the other, and that's why one eye looked way too big, but that's looking much more to scale now. I blame Professor McGonagall for making spectacle glasses cool. And by spectacle glasses, I mean spectacle glasses cats. Cool. And I'll do that. Yeah, and there'll be a little bit of fluff. You know, I don't think I want to join all the spaces on the page. I'll just leave gaps. But that's kind of cute. Alright, at 10:30 I have to get up and move around because that'll have been an hour. Remind me. That's the problem with free sketching, the time just melts away from you. I don't think it's a problem, but that made no difference whatsoever. Let's get some dark values in those eyes. Yeah, give me the gooey insides blob. Ugh, one of my hairs is on the palette. Annoying! Ugh. That's bad. Oh, I should have done that lighter colour first. Whoops. You do the lighter colour first, you can just paint the darker colour over the top, no problem. I'm trying to paint them next to each other as a biatch. Oh, it's 3 AM. Oh, that's completely fine. No worries. I'll leave it up in YouTube anyway if you want to catch the end of it later. But yeah, no, feel free to go to bed because that's staying up quite late. You'll be here. Oh, I might spend now I feel I know I never force you to stay up late. I stayed up till 2-3 AM last night myself doing video editing. So I know that it's tiring. Kitty's gonna have evil eyes before she has cute eyes. This is how this is gonna work. I meant to ask you earlier what time it was for you, because, like, I like the idea of doing an earlier stream on my off week, but maybe I need to do a better time. It's 3 a.m. for you now. If I did it at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me, that would be what? That'd be like 4 hours from now. So that'd be more like 7 a.m. for you. I'm not sure if that'd be better. Mornings. I'm glad. He's a bit of a fluffy cute one, this kitty. At some point I should paint my sister's cats. They are both absolute floofsters. One of them is a squished face cat, which I forget the real name for, and then the other one is a ragdoll. And they're called Poppy and Maggie. And they're adorable, and I've never painted them, which I feel like is rude. I don't think I've painted them. Someone did say they wanted me to do like a pet painting stream, so that might be a future stream, is do... Well, I want to paint Dipper, I want to paint my dog, one of her baby pictures, but then also we could do a cat one as well. Aslan? Absolutely. Aslan's a great name. Is your cat Ginger as well? I used to love Lion Witch in the Wardrobe when I was a kid. We used to hire it from the library, the video. All the time. It's interesting how I remember some of the videos that we'd hire more than some of the ones that we actually owned. I think it was part of that excitement that if you're going to the library or the video shop to hire something, it's like, oh, this is a special thing. It's special because it's temporary. Then you have to give back. That painting stream? Awesome. Actually, what I will do is I'm going to write Aslan next to it so I don't forget. It's my pencil. There. Let's put it there. Aslan. A little love heart. It's only written teeny tiny, but it's there. So we remember. Best ginger cat ever? Wonderful. I am glad. Because that's the other option when some people tell me about their cats. They're like, yeah, no, he's an absolute rat bag. He's mean and he's gross, but I love him anyway. And I'm like, cats are very like that. It doesn't matter how you describe them. It's like, oh, they're so beautiful. Even if they're devils, they're so beautiful. Alright, let's put some highlights in those eyes with that brush. Your son is famous now. I'm okay with that. Your son is on the internet. He made it to the internet. Yup. The other thing I've got to remember to do is start asking people when I'm doing commissions whether they're okay with me doing their commission on stream. Because if I'm painting something for someone and they're able to log in and watch me doing it, that would be kind of fun. Maybe a bit of pressure for me, but also kind of fun. God, I love highlights. They're the highlight of my day. Although that middle one isn't actually in the picture, so I should turf that. Yeah, that does look better. I think I'm going to play with this kitty for a while, so it's absolutely fine if you need to go to bed. People know that cats are actually evil, but we still love them. Yeah, exactly. Like if you could have a pet dragon, you're like, I know that you're fire breathing and you can destroy the whole house in a moment, but I love you. Anytime my pup's being a ratbag and she's running around the house like crazy and chewing on everything, I'm just like, I love you. Ah. That's why we found out, like one day every 2 weeks, if I can pop her in puppy daycare, it just gives me time where I can actually clean the house, which is what I'll do after stream, and just have a bit of an afternoon off where I can chill and not have to be in puppy training mode. Because, like, it's constant. Like, we're training her all the basics, and it works better the more consistent you are. So that means you have to constantly be ready to correct her or to set her up and instruct her into doing something. And it's just, oh, it's exhausting. It's worth it. It's just puppy time. She really is like a terrible toddler or something at the moment. We'll grow out of it. And we're just trying to build all those good habits. It's just one day off every 2 weeks or something is relaxing for me. And it's also great for her because she gets to go socialise with a whole bunch of other dogs the same size as her, which is what freaks me out about the dog park, is when all the other dogs are way bigger than her. I worry she's going to get hurt, and I also worry that I'm not going to know what to do if something bad happens at the dog park, but at Puppy Playcare, they're trained professionals supervising and managing the pups, so that works out nicely for my peace of mind. And she's always exhausted when she comes home and happy. Last time she came home, oh, she literally like played with me for 2 seconds and then fell asleep in my arms, and I'm like, oh, I can never move. She's so cute. Oh, thank you. I've never thought my speed was good, so this feels good. I think definitely in the sketchbook style, it gives you that freedom. Because I know it doesn't have to be right. It makes me faster. I can just sort of doodle. You're allowed to go to sleep, though. I don't want to feel like I'm forcing you to stay awake. Have you got anything on tomorrow? Am I keeping you from being a functional human tomorrow? Hopefully not. Yeah, but I bet you your cat's sleeping. Aren't they? They know better. Stay up talking to an Australian art streamer. Yeah. Pretty much me. Okay, cool. Well, that gives me some peace of mind. Thank you. On my last last week's stream, at Thursday night, I actually sent one of my friends to bed here on stream. I was like, no, you have to go to bed now because I know you've got work in the morning. And she apparently, like, went up to the bedroom and told her husband, I've been sent to bed. And that was hilarious. I will not hesitate to put my foot down. I might have to go back in with some brown just to highlight the stripes a bit, but I'm liking this. This yellow oxide colour has worked out very, very well. I will have to remember that for ginger cats. Yellow oxide is the go. Because that was the problem. The very first time I tried to paint a ginger cat, I used every shade of orange I owned, and it just looked awful the whole time. Because I was using, I thought, you know, orange cat, use orange. And no, it's definitely more of a browns and things. I think I ended up repainting the painting with burnt sienna, and it worked so much better because burnt sienna lightened is definitely a ginger cat colour, although this is a lot blonder, which I'm liking it quite a lot. Do I have, what are you? I have some kind of brown on here. I forget what kind of brown it is. Oh, I think it's transparent red oxide. Cool. That's just dark enough to bring those stripes out a bit more. Oh, and I'll have to add some whiskers, won't I? Whiskers! Gotta do this nose too. Need a little nose. Hey Liam! How are you? I'm up to my third sketchy doodle for the day, which is having quite a fun time. I got told I was fast. It's the biggest compliment. You just got to work? No worries. Thank you. I am enjoying myself. We had a flip through at the start of the stream of the whole book, like where I'm up to, and I actually only have about 3 sketch pages in here. The rest is just note-taking and information and planning and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, this is meant to be a sketchbook, kind of. Well, it's a art journal, diary, sketchbook, everything in one book, but I want more sketches in here, so this is quite fun. I hope you have a lovely day at work, Liam. And it is quite pleasant to you. Oh, such a cute little nose. Also, Liam, this cat's name is Aslan. We named them after Barak's cat. And that's an important thing to mention. Yeah, see, I have that as well. I have all these sketches. Okay, so Liam just said he has 20 sketchbooks and they have like 3 sketches and then they're empty. Yes, because when I have a book that's just for sketching, I never finish it. I never finish it because I put too much pressure on myself that it has to look nice, or it has to all be one style, or like that kind of thing. But when I have a book like this where I just put like everything in it, then I actually finish it. This is my 3rd one since 2016 of this style book. Which I have actually, my sister keeps buying them for me for Christmas. I've got 3 that I haven't opened because she's like, the second you won't be able to get the same style of book, it'll be sad. Yes, that Aslan. That is correct. The tiny nose is great. My only problem with the tiny nose is it definitely has sort of different colouring than the rest of the face, because that little bit of pink just sort of comes out from nowhere, and then it's got like blue shading underneath it because it's cool. So it's like one little, it's almost like I'm painting something completely different down here than the rest of the kitty face. I don't know, I'm going to bring in some pink a little bit here and there just to unify it, but I don't know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Ah, need some very cool white for under the nose. Liam, you've got to tell me what I'm painting next. Or give me a ballpark to search a reference photo for. I'm just using Unsplash for copyright-free reference at the moment. We're just sort of playing through. So far we've done an eye, a little bit of cloudscape, and a kitty. Aslan is Turkish for lion. Fun fact of the day. Thank you very much. I did not know that. That'd be a good trivia question. You could just have like all different lion names as the clues for the quiz question. It'd be all like, which lion is the Turkish word for lion? Is it Mufasa? Or is it Aslan? Sorry, my older sister is a big quiz person, so it's always sort of... I like learning fun facts, I just don't retain them as well as her. She's great. She actually has been on quiz shows and things here in Australia because she's crazy good at them, which is lovely. And she won money on one of them, and she won a giant brass cup on one of them. And I think she's applied for The Weakest Link, which is the newest one with Magda Zbansky, so I really hope she gets on that one because I love Magda Zbansky. She's awesome. I would see if I could go to the taping of that. Oh, we're getting there. Now I can just fiddle, but that's the gist. The nose doesn't quite line up, so I think I need to do some work to make it line up. But again, we don't need to be perfect. It's a bit better already. I just lost all my darks on that side of the nose. That's a bit better. The fur just on the top of their nose, it's like very short and spiky. It's so different from the rest of the fur, which has like a grain to it and all goes in a certain direction. There we go. Alright, some whiskers, and then I'm on to the next thing. Did you have any ideas, Liam? Just give me a random word and I'll search it on Unsplash and see what comes up. What? That's better. Okay, I think that's my little kitty. Little Aslan. Done. Kind of like, it's like a little mask or a little, like butterfly shape, almost. It's cute. Alright, I think Liam's doing work, which is fair enough because he's at work, so I will just have to come up with another idea. What do I want to do? Could do a skull. I do love skulls. No worries. Thank you so much for joining again. And you have a lovely sleep and a lovely day tomorrow. See you later. Bye. Yay. I'll post a picture on Instagram as well so you can see a picture when you wake up. Night. Alrighty. Let's do... Ooh, there's some dramatic skulls. Ooh. Yay! Yay. Bye. Ooh, that's kind of dramatic. Let's go him. Alright, we've got my little skull boy. Good thing about this one, because it's a black skull, I can really sort of paint it in any colour, and it's a very easy to translate because it is a big dark value with highlights. So I kind of want to use this. What colour are you? Got some in Danthorn blue, which is nice and dark. And I'm going to mix in a bit of permanent green. Make it green. Yeah, because I haven't used the permanent green yet, and that's a big blob on my palette, and we are here to use up our blobs. Chuck in some sapphire as well. Where am I going to place this guy? Coming out of the clouds for sure. Oh, I wish Andrew was here. He loves skulls. He might come up later. Who knows? Although actually I'm pretty sure he's playing Sea of Thieves because it is Sea of Thieves' new launch day. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow, but everyone's been grinding. Actually, I'm gonna pick over. There we go. Awesome. It's just something about skulls, man. I spoke about it in my Q&A video, and it was just all the little shapes and turns in a skull. It just... There's so much information there, but for some reason I don't find it overwhelming the way that I do like when I'm painting hands or something else that's got that much information that's a bit more complicated. I think it's because it's so organic and it's so stable. Like, apart from the jaw, parts of the skull don't move, so you don't need to worry about movement the way you do with, like, hands and things like that. But there are all these organic flowing shapes that sort of make it up. They've got a lot to them, which is lovely. More caffeine. Morning caffeine. Everyone who's up and is in the morning, who likes caffeine, has gotten some caffeine this morning. Because it is lovely. Sort of want to bring some red into the bottom of this skull so it's not all entirely the same. Colour range. Yeah, just so it's a bit purple down there. I know this looks really dark at the moment, but it will brighten up as we go back into it with a lighter value. But I need to make sure that I've covered the surface a bit first, because we're going to be painting into it. The only sections I've left are where there's definitely major highlights and major points of light. So, yeah. This guy's got a very narrow jaw. Okay, that's going to be our skull, eventually. Now, what brush am I going to use to do this? I'm going to use... I don't use rounds very often, but I see so many people use them. Maybe this is the right time to experiment with a round a bit more. Alright, I will do it. I want to use the yellow down this side. Yellow and the pink. There, I'm just like lifting the colour almost that I've already put down. And if you didn't have gessoed paper, it wouldn't let you do that. It does make it feel a little bit more watercolory for an oil paint, but that's okay. Hi Dry Space, it is 10:45 in the morning here in Melbourne, Australia. So this is my morning stream. I alternate, so each week it's different. So next week I'll be doing a Thursday night in Australia stream. What time is it where you are? I had one viewer in before who was up to 3 AM in the morning. So she held out to see this little guy, Aslan, finish being painted. And then I had another friend who's also in Melbourne, so they came in and they just got to work because it's 10 in the morning. We're just doing a bit of free sketching, so feel free to shout out if you've got ideas and things that I should add. But currently I'm doing a skull coming out of the clouds. I might end up making the clouds come around a little bit more, I'm thinking. Yeah. Also experimenting with using a round brush, which I don't normally use round brushes. I normally use filberts or angle shaders, but the whole point of sketchbooking is that's the place to experiment, so I'm experimenting. Yeah. Ooh. Good. Hmm. There we go. So I'm trying to bring in some warms and yellow tones on the left-hand side of the skull, and then I'm going to do cool tones on the right-hand side of the skull. So that will help turn the form just as much as the values do. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to last with this round brush. It is annoying me. I think I'm going to ditch it now. It just wibbles and wobbles and it doesn't apply the paint how I want it to be applied, so I'm going to use a small filbert. Oh, that's already just feeling better. Just picking it up from the palette, it's got more strength. See how much stronger that comes out? That is why filberts. Yeah. I just have... There's something about the longer bristles, you have less control. And it's just... Even free painting like this, it just won't move where I want things to move. So... It's just not my jam. Other people can enjoy it though. It's not my jam. Okay. Yeah. Do have to remember with this painting method where I'm painting wet into wet, you want to make sure that you're cleaning off your brush often, because you will pick up paint from what was already down and your brush will gradually even out the value more and more and more. And rather than adding paint on top of that, cleaning off your brush is the easiest way to then switch colours, but like thoroughly pulling the paint off. Gotta be thorough. Okay, so I like that side of the skull. Let me come around the other side, which is white. That's going to be nice and cool anyway. Alright, I'm mixing in a little bit of turquoise, just like the tiniest bit. So it's nice and bright. This is my biggest section of light here. That's why I left a bit of white on the page. Do you ever have random movies just go through your head for no reason? For some reason I just pictured a scene from Red, the retired Extremely Dangerous movie with Bruce Willis. No idea why. Nothing to do with skulls. Nothing to do with painting. Random movies just occupy space in my brain. Do you wonder, is anyone excited about the new Space Jam? I'm trying to really not look at the trailers and not look at any of the, like, reviews or anything like that about it, because I know I'll just talk myself out of seeing it. Even though it's a concept that, like, I've been excited for years. I'm starting to really hate movie trailers. They give away so much. And then you end up judging everything before you even see it. Or at least I subconsciously do. And I have to like really fight it. Sort of ruins the whole movie experience a bit, which is annoying. Not that I've actually gone to a cinema to see a film in a very long time, but Space Jam might be one that we can, well, if we're allowed to. I'm not sure if cinemas are open again yet. Because Melbourne had a lockdown recently, and we're still sort of slowly coming out of restrictions from it, so I still wear my mask to the shops and all that sort of thing, but I am allowed to go to the shops for more than just food and pharmacy, which is nice. And I think today there were 0 cases in Melbourne, which was good. Or 0 new cases, sorry. So that's nice. Liking this side of the skull. This is going well. Definitely think I want to bring this cloudscape around though. Hoping I can post this in my friend's Discord because he draws skulls all the time, and I was trying to like over chat in his live stream describe painting with form over painting with line and how that works with color, and it was a bit trying to explain visual things with just text. It's so hard, and like I think he would really dig this skull. It's sort of what we were talking about with the cool and the warm, except I've done it backwards. I haven't put the cool on the receding side, I've put it on the front side. So I'm sort of breaking the rules I was talking to him about. But hopefully it won't just confuse him more. I don't know. It might just confuse him more. That's the problem, there's all these like art rules and art terms that you get, or that you can find and teach yourself, but every single rule can be broken. If you experiment with it and play with it. That's cute. Oh, and I want a tiny little bit of the cool on this side, because that's reflecting over the bridge of the nose. Oh, that's cute. I know I'm finding skulls cute, but that's just me, so sorry. They are cute. The cheekbones make them look like they're sort of emoting. And the eyebrows, because the eyebrow ridges are always so, like, prominent in a skull. The same as the temples and that sort of thing are very prominent on people. Certain people, certain face shapes, that kind of thing. They're just cute. That is one thing about liking skulls. Sometimes you see someone in the street who has either thinner skin or just a certain facial structure and you're like, wow, I can see all the planes of your skull right there in your face. And I know I'm a freak if I go up to that person and say, wow, your face is awesome, can I take a photo for art? But like, part of me wants to. That's why I've got to be careful when I'm like people watching, because like sometimes I just get very starey at people, sort of looking at their structures and things like that, and I'm like, God, people must think I'm the biggest weirdo. And like, I'm not a small person, I'm a tall girl. I'm like almost 6 foot, so almost 6 foot woman wearing pretty much all black, staring intently at people. That must not be a fun experience on the other side, and I apologize if I've ever made anyone uncomfortable, but I'm probably just going, wow, you'd be so pretty to paint. Yeah. Oh, he's cute. Okay, I want some more clouds coming around, I think, and then I sort of want it to bleed across to this side of the page. So let's do that. I need some more darks in the skull. Just here. Top of the eye sockets, where the shadows are. Yeah, I'd definitely say this guy is a tribute to all my friends playing Sea Crimes at the moment, which isn't called Sea Crimes, but Sea Thieves! In one of the discords they call it Sea Crimes, and just in my head I'm always like, yes, Sea Crimes, all the Sea Crimes. Sort of lost the teeth now, but I hate the teeth. Teeth are annoying. Alright, I'll have another go at teeth. More clouds first. Yeah, I like the skull. I'm glad we added him. Cute. Yeah. Just popping the highlight a little bit more around the eye socket so it's brighter than the back of the skull. Now he looks like he's smiling. It's kind of cute. Need some more darks again. This is that push and pull of oil painting, is where you need the lights and then you need the darks and then you need some more lights and then you need some more darks. Just constant adjusting. That's better. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna leave him on for that. I'm gonna leave him alone. Switch to my good cloud brush. Bring some more clouds through here. All into the clouds. Should have thought about putting some clouds coming through the eye socket or something like that. I didn't think ahead enough. cute. Oh, thank you, Melody. How are you? This has been quite fun so far, just sort of painting random bits and pieces. The skull was the latest addition. Before that, it was Aslan the Cat, and then some cloudscape, and then the eye was what we started on. Which I'm sort of feeling doing some more human. Have you got any ideas about what I should draw? Give me a yell if you do. I'm just using Unsplash to find reference, which I can switch you over. Hold on. That one. This is the references we're looking at. This is our Scully boy, or a different angle on the same Scully boy. What do I feel like painting now? I don't know why, but space just got into my head, so let's just type in space and see what comes up. Little galaxy things. Ooh, astronaut. Hands. Ooh, let me type in hands, see what comes up. Didn't mean to do a slash. Oh, gushy couple photos. Oh, let me get rid of the slash. That's better. Ooh. I don't mind that one. Open that in a tab. What else do I like? Ooh, that one's quite cool. Yeah, I think that one's fun. Oh, there's a blue one. How do I go back to the one? Oh, there. Boop, boop, boop. And I'll put you guys back to the other screen. Where am I? There. Quickly save that. And quickly open it again. Okay. And oh, I might actually flip it. Just because I want it coming out of the left side of the page, not the right side of the page. Because if it comes out of the right side of the page, then I'll end up leaning in paint all day. And that's what I was saying at the very start of the session. I'm like, everyone's got to remind me to paint from the left to the right, otherwise I'll lean in paint all day. Which is definitely something I've done time and time again. Alright, I'm just quickly flipping the photo. Edit. Flipping. Thank you. Just stop. Thank you. Yes. Alright, the computer stopped whinging. Alright, let's do this guy. Yeah, I like the colour coming off of it. I don't know if I'll stick with exactly the same colour, as I haven't with any of my other references. Oh, the cat's sort of very similar to the colour she was, because she was a ginger cat, or he was a ginger cat. I don't know what gender the cat is, but we named it Aslan, after Burak's cat Aslan, so that's all I know about the cat. And I'm just going to keep messing around with this little cloudscape, because it's fun. Okay, alright. A hand. Do I want to do the same thing I did with the skull and start all dark, or do I want to build it? Let's start with an angle brush. And let's start with that fierce pink and red mix. Actually, no. Changed my mind entirely. Never mind. I want to start with a watered down blue. Some of that, some of that. And a whole bunch of that. Yeah, that's what I want to start with. Cool. Yes, how are you, Melody? How's your day? Apologies. My computer's being a butt. What are you doing? I'm just trying to find one thing. Oh, we were right there. Sorry. Yes, Melody, did I see you upload your very first YouTube video? Congratulations! Wow. Now I'm playing your video. I wanted to check that I was referring to it correctly and it was still public. So yes, congratulations on your first video. Sorry, I just played a little bit, but everyone should go check out Melody's first YouTube video, which is under her channel, Mellow Designs. So MELODESIGNS. Congratulations! I'm subscribed. Everyone should subscribe to the thing. You just got back from an art festival. Oh, that's lovely. What sort of art festival was it? Was it like an exhibition style or like a market style or... Excuse me while I jump into my caffeine. Sponsored by Kylie. And you can sponsor caffeine as well, because I need caffeine to function. No, I'm doing alright. Alright, let's do this hand. I'm avoiding it. Alrighty. What do I want? I want the main structure of the hand there. I want to sort of finish the finger there. Yeah. I think we'll make this go mostly to the edge of the paper. Yeah. Tell us about the art festival. That'd be lovely. Do you pronounce your YouTube channel Melody Designs or Mela Designs? So I don't want to be pronouncing it wrong, and I do apologize. I tend to butcher pronunciation because I have my weird Australian accent that just makes everything sound like garbage a bit. Market style, 140 artists. Wow, that's huge. Mellow Designs. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll have to remember that. Now, 140 artists. Wow, that would have taken a while to get around them all. Gosh, I hope you picked up some lovely, inspiring business cards and such things. I actually got my new business cards. Where are they? Where? Nope. Wait, I put this. Hold on. No business cards. I'm gonna show you because I like them and they're cute. Okay, so I got them from Moo, which MOO Designs, because I really like. They let you do up to 50 different designs on one side of the card. So I get all my cards have the same back, which is Liz Gridley with my logo and my little contact details. So that's all nice and easy. But then I get to do, they're like art trading cards, because I get to do all different fronts. So I've got like me with a painting. I've got that one's Torment from 2018. After Anguish, 2019. This is Io's Agency, one of my favorites at the moment. And I actually got that in two styles. I got a zoomed in face and I got the more nudie one because I know I can't give that one to like younger people and that kind of thing. So they're so nice and they feel really nice. They've got like a satin finish, which is cool. That one's After Anguish release. This is one of my newest ones, Liberation. She's on show in Melbourne at the moment. And then I've got two of my Acolyte paintings for the band. A life drawing one. I chucked this one to be, because I often go to life drawing sessions and people, you know, ask me for my card, but they always only have my paintings. So I thought I'd have one with an actual drawing on it. So that's a bit more relevant to life drawing. And then a cloudscape. Do you know I've completely blanked on the name of this painting? I know this painting. This was my headliner for my 2018 show, and I'm just having a full mental blank right now. That's awful. Oh my god, I'm gonna look it up, because this is annoying me. What the heck is the name? It's 2 words. It's 2 words. Oh, what is it? What is it? What is it? Oh my god, I'm the worst artist ever. I can't even remember the name of my own paintings. There you are. Ardent Guard. Ardent Guard. There. I've actually got these on my website as a free item. It's only like the cost of shipping. So if you want a set of 4 randomized cards as trading cards, you are welcome to order that through my website. But yeah, that's totally it. And that's what I've got friends and family who are like, I just want to have like one at my desk or something like that. And I'm like, the cards are great for that because it's not the commitment of like actually buying art. And you can sort of, yeah, collect them all, which is quite fun. So I've got quite a few people who are like, you came out with new ones, I need the new ones, which is really fun, especially because we all grew up with like Pokemon cards and things like that. I'm like, I have my own art trading cards now, which is quite fun. So yeah, anyone's welcome to have those. I don't, the international shipping, I can't remember what the international shipping is. Let me look it up. I research all the things. Shop. Thank you. Well, I think it's, yeah, I like how it makes my images, they're not, I don't know what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? I don't think art should be exclusive to like one person who owns it. I think art is designed to be shared. Yes, you can own the original and yes, you can treasure it, but I don't think that should mean you should restrict it from others. So just like that Ardent Guard painting I sold in that show, and it was one of my absolute favorites at the time, and I'm like, just because it's sold doesn't mean I can't look at it every day. So I've got my cards, I've got things like that. I've got it on a rotating background on my desktop, so I can still look at it. Yeah, art is for everyone. Exactly. What jumped out at you at the art fair? Was there anyone else with like cool giveaway items and things? I see a lot more people doing merch, but I have no idea what kind of merch I could ever do. I don't know. I made a tote bag on Redbubble once just because I wanted a tote bag with my art on it, and I just put it up, ordered it, and then deleted it. But I don't think that is quite the same thing as actually having merch. I'm just going into the checkout to see what international shipping is. Okay. Scrolling. Oh, okay, it's $10 Australian. Yeah, so as much as the cards are free, it's not sort of a couple of bucks. And that is Australian shipping for you, because getting things off this island is annoying. I suppose it could be worse, but that is what was affordable. And the good thing about the business cards is, yeah, I can send them as a letter rather than a package, so that makes it, at least, not $1 billion. A lot of artists had huge pieces. Ooh. There was one guy that did digital media stuff on metal. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've done prints on metal. I absolutely love them. Because I do paintings on metal, the prints on metal just worked perfectly as a way to sort of do additions. I think I've got 2 left of my Painting After Anguish release, but I haven't done another print since, just because I haven't gone down that road. But that's a really cool thing for a digital artist to sort of create this physical, tactile piece on metal. And I think metal really speaks to digital work quite well in being that sort of man-made, industrial, shiny, perfect sort of surface. So that's really cool. I really struggle with huge pieces because I've never sold any of my big ones. I know a lot of people sell only big pieces, and all power to them. I don't know, maybe big portraits just aren't what people want in Australia at the moment. I don't know. People always say lovely things about them, which is really nice, but I've not sold any of them. And I'm talking like the ones that are like that one on the card, like my big ones. Where was it? Yeah. Like that one. So like that's not as big as me, but it's pretty big. And again, I've got lovely feedback on that painting, but no one wants to give her a home yet. So she's just gonna wait for the perfect home. One day. Or maybe she'll stay on my wall. Because I do have attachment issues when an art piece is my favourite. I'm just going down the hand and just adding all the light side first, so I can mock that in, and then I'll add the dark side, and then we can play with detail. Yeah. I've been having like $2,000 paintings at a market. It all depends on who's coming to the market. I mean, if it's got a good reputation and a lot of interior design people and that sort of thing go to it, then they might buy art at that price easily. Because yeah, $2,000 as much yes, it is quite a high price. Like, it's not unreasonably high for a large piece. Like, things when they're more like in the 10 to 20 grand, that's definitely more exhibitions or art fairs, which is where all the galleries have like an art market, but they're all gallery booths. That's where I see those big prices. But yeah, in an art market, $2,000 for a large painting isn't a terrible price. And like, that's the sort of ballpark I've got my large pieces in. Simply because of like all the costs of time, the costs of materials, the costs of all the labor involved, everything puts it up, and it's a significant investment, really. It's a significant investment in the artist, but I don't know, I guess it depends on who's going to the art market. Is the other thing, because we've got art markets here that are like more geared towards street art and things like that, and then we've got other ones that are more like just handmade goods, and there's some art in there, but it's not necessarily sort of top tier fine art, I guess. I hate the term fine art, because all art is fine, but you know what I mean. That kind of jazz. Same as I hate the division between like art and craft, because it is a division in the marketplace, but I don't want craft to seem like a lesser thing, because it's still handmade art that has lots of hours poured into it. And like effort and expertise and all that sort of thing. Like, craft is not a dirty word. But because it's been a women's trade, it's always been downgraded. Alright, we're staying positive today. We're not going to the bitter place. I can go to the bitter place so easily. There we go. This is what I find tricky with hands. You've got to sort of sneak up on them. If I just splash around a whole lot of paint, it gets too confusing and then it doesn't make sense. So I'm just sneaking up on it a little bit. I know it looks like a weird alien claw, but it'll get there eventually. I've got hardcore caffeine, not tea today. But yes, I can art rant. Like, oh, that's another YouTuber I like, is her name's like, is it Tia? She does like Tia's tirades. And it's just like bitching about the art community and about various art things. I'll find her channel, hold on. Sorry. I tried to mute the other thing. So I was just saying it's Temi Danso art, and yeah, this video just came out an hour ago, and it's literally her just bitching about things in the art community. So like this one, my unpopular art opinions, and this is where she's found her sort of forte in the YouTube art community, is people want art gossip. I don't know if I'm like, I participate enough in the wider YouTube art community to do art gossip, but like, I don't know, I'm aware of it. And what's the other one? There's a lot of drama at the moment about one YouTuber called like Creepshow Art. I've never watched her or anything like that, but oh, there's drama, and there's like 400 videos about the drama, and I think she stalked someone and impersonated another artist and just has been like called out as being this big liar and has done all this stuff with her and her partner or something, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I do follow one of the people who's involved, which is Emily Artful. She does beautiful watercolor work and gouache, and also does like art story time sort of videos. So they're great to have on, and you can sort of watch painting while she's telling a story, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's one of those drama situations where I'm like, this seems so intense. I need to be in the right mood to watch it, because I don't want to take on the emotional labor of it, because that'll make me feel terrible. And I do find that I'm definitely an empath, and I don't have good control over not taking on other people's problems emotionally when I'm watching them. I'm trying to like get better at not taking it on physically when I listen to things, but yeah, sometimes it gets me, and then I feel wrecked for like 2 days. Even like super emotional movies and things can get me. But yeah, Temi's videos are just hilarious. They're just fun, and she seems really honest and bubbly. So like, yeah, I've been enjoying her content. If you like tea spilling within the art community and all that. Yeah, see, Emily's storytelling is fantastic. She's got such a good like canter to her voice that just like listening, and such a good like, what is it? Like cynical kind of personality where she like tells it out like it is and just doesn't want to take shit from people, and like I appreciate that. I really like her videos. I want to watch more of her older videos actually. I should add them to my watch later list with everything else. I'm trying to get better with my watch later list, because at one point it was like 900 videos, and I went through and I did a bit of a skim watch and a cull. And I think I've got it down to like 300 now. Which is not bad, because I like to be able to go, okay, what am I in the mood for? Do I want to watch a nice long podcast, or do I want to watch some quick short art challenges and time lapses, or what do I feel like that day? I wish you could organize the watch later playlist by like runtime or by creator, because sometimes it's like, oh, I just want to watch Emily's videos today. And if I could just sort by creator, then I could just have like the 7 videos I haven't watched and just watch all 7 at once. So YouTube, if you're listening, these are features I would like. I should put that on Twitter or something. I don't know. The YouTube creator people seem to be very active on Twitter, which is good. Well, I think it's good. I don't know. You see some sketchy people yelling at them and you're just like, ugh. Alright, so that's my basic structure for the hand. I know it looks a bit weird, but it's the general gist. And now I can go through and add color and add form and sort of fill in the gaps a little bit. I think my palm's a little bit small, so I might need to bring that out a little bit, but we'll get there. I feel like I've used so much of this pink color, but really I've only used it in like 5 places. I like pink. Hi, Kim! That's okay. Oh, really? Was your work behind you on that? Because sometimes, yeah, it is that situation where you just can't communicate easily with someone, and you need to get that sort of support from your workplace so that other people can have your back, or at least sort of rotate schedule. I've had that sometimes. Where if you can't communicate clearly with a person, sometimes you need a second voice there to like back you up or word things differently so the person will understand. And it's just simply like, yeah, different energies meeting. Sometimes it's not a perfect match, and that's no one's fault. Well, this is sketchbooking. This is where I learn how to freehand and this sort of thing, because with sketchbooking, there's no pressure to get it right. This is like, my cat is a little wobbly and he doesn't have the most structure, but you know, I did a cute nose and 2 cute eyes, so I'm happy. My skull, I've sort of ignored the teeth, but that's fine. I'm happy. I'm having fun. And yeah, as I said with the hand, I was sort of sneaking up on it. I'm using a angled shader brush. And basically by doing small wide strokes, I'm just adding little lines, which are becoming more chunks. So like all these bits here, I'm just dragging down chunks and I'm trying to like sneak up on the shape rather than draw the shape. And I find that an easier way to paint it down. And like the skull, I just started with one big dark blob vaguely in the silhouette, and then I've painted the details onto the wet dark colour. So they've sort of pulled out the highlights. I don't know. It's a lot of experimentation, which I like, and that's kind of what the sketchbooking is for. This is for me to get dog hair in my artwork. No. No, this is where I get to make mistakes and play around and sort of take the pressure off a little bit, because this isn't a completed work. I'm working on 3 big paintings at the moment, or 3 like paintings that I want to enter into competitions and I want to enter into exhibitions. And so I'm sort of feeling the pressure of that a bit at the moment, because they all have to be finished by mid-July, which is coming up astoundingly fast. So doing some sketchbooking with you guys, I thought would be a lovely break from that pressure. And I needed to redo my palette anyway, because they're all sort of drying up and they're becoming a bit crusty, all these blobs, they're all dry. So I'm just getting all the goop out from underneath, and then I'll redo my palette this afternoon. That was a really long, windy sentence. I apologise about that. Oh, Kim, yes, another lady trained her. That person was going through a rough time with their family. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is hard. And yeah, you can feel that sometimes. Like, sometimes you don't even really need to ask a person. You can just feel that stuff is going on, and you're like, sometimes you've got the energy that you can be there for that person and you can be empathetic and you can, you know, be that ear, and sometimes you can't. Like, that's been a really hard thing over the last year and a half, is that so many of us have struggled. Like, everyone's really struggled in a way, because none of us have had normality, really. And it's hard to know when you can be the listener and when you can be the talker sometimes. And I think I really appreciate that a lot of my close friends and I, like, we've solidified really good communication skills to be able to say, sorry, I can't talk right now. Like, I love you and I'm always happy to talk to you, but I just need a bit of space today, and things like that. And yeah, it's been really lovely to just know that I've got people I can communicate with well and who are happy to sort of negotiate energy with me, I guess. At the same time, I know sometimes, like with the movie thing, so movies have gotten so intense, and like, I'm a nerd. I love all the Marvel movies. I love like cartoons, especially. Over the last 2 years, I've really struggled pretty much since Infinity War. Infinity War took so much out of me emotionally. I was like hungover for like 3 days. It was just so much. Like part 1 and part 2, like both of them gave me like an emotional hangover, which felt gross, even though I was really engaged with the story and things like that. And that's why I haven't been watching any of the Marvel TV shows or the Star Wars TV shows, because I just don't have the energy to commit to feeling that way when that's meant to be entertainment. And I know that frustrates my husband sometimes because he wants to watch the shows together, but we've had to sort of decide that some shows are solo watch and some shows, like, I'm happy for him to tell me what's happened in the plot, and I don't feel bad just to, you know, I haven't actually watched it, but I get to know what's going on, which is a weird thing. Most people wouldn't want to be spoiled, but actually, when it's on my terms, I'm very happy to be spoiled. And in some cases I watch like review videos on YouTube rather than sitting down and watching the film, because I like to know the gist, but if halfway through the review they're like, and this scene teared my heart out, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't watch it. Because right now I want my heart in my body. I need it. Yeah, so now that I've got sort of almost the back and the front, I need to figure out all these shadows that go through the middle, and that's the complicated part about this hand. Sorry, I'll show Kim the hand, one sec. Whoop. Kim, this is the hand that I'm painting off. So that sort of makes sense as to why it's got the purple on one side and then the pink on the other. And now, yeah, I've got to negotiate these shadows in the middle. I'm just using all free stock from Unsplash, so all of these stock images are free to use, and you can use them yourself if you want to. Yeah. Caffeine. Delicious. Okay. Where'd I put that reference photo? Over there. Okay. Yeah, I think my palm's too small. Let me add some palm. This is good. I'm glad you asked for a hand, because hands are more challenging than what I've been painting so far. I was taking it easy on myself, and this is making me think more critically. Hardest part is if I add too much bulk to any of the fingers, I'll have to add a background so I can cut back into the finger. I'm trying really hard not to add too much bulk, because I like the white background around it, I think. Just because it adds more space for me to add other things. I don't know how much more I want to add to this page, we'll see. I'm happy at the moment. I might have to have a little break once I finish the hand, just a mini one, but other than that, I'm having fun. Yeah. This is that webbing bit of your thumb, so that needs to come in a bit. There we go. Yeah, the lighting's really dramatic on this one. Why did I pick purple for the base? I wanted something light, but I didn't want the light blue that was up there. I just wanted something that was sort of in between. I'm not even really settled on the purple, but I'm okay with it. Because I definitely want to add a lot more white on top in the detail. I just wanted something that was like a mid value. The challenge of today is that I'm using up my palette, so I can only use sort of what's there. And once that's gone, it's gone. And I'm already running out of white. White might be the only thing I'll refill. I'm going to let myself refill the white if I need to, because I can just pick it up with a palette knife and put it back down again when I refill the palette. But I don't know. I'm not actually thinking about it that hard. If I'm honest, I just sort of mixed it up and added it. It's sort of a weird purple, isn't it? Ooh. Yeah. More darks. More darks. I might use purple a lot simply because two of my favourite colours are sapphire and permanent crimson, which are dark red and dark blue mixed together, like purple. So I do often find I use a lot of purple in my paintings. But it's weird because I never really go in going, I want to do a purple painting. I don't think I've ever done that. Oh, I lie. I have done that. There's a painting on my YouTube called Within, which is a wood panel, and that's one of the ones where I did the underpainting and then I went over the top with the purple glaze. So that counts as a purple painting. But Now this dark shadow I'm putting in, it's technically called the termination line. If anyone knows that wanky art term. It is the darkest point between two light sources. Which is especially apparent in this picture, because the two light sources are incredibly direct and strong. Well, that's done a lot to help, actually. I think that red was wrong. Alright, let's get some more purple and get rid of that. Yeah, that's better. That red was in the wrong spot, and that was making the hand not feel wide enough. That's much wider now. Good. Yeah, that feels more like a grabby hand now. Grabby, 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 grabby. I don't make weird noises at my paintings. I don't know what you're talking about. Does anyone else like literally just make sound effects while they paint? Because I often do. And it's something I'm noticing now that I'm streaming. That I normally go and things like that a lot. Whilst I'm painting. Probably bad, because I shouldn't be like spittling around my artwork, but I don't know how to disinfect it. I'm sure it's fine. Most of the time I'm painting with it standing up anyway, not down like this. And this is my sketchbook. I can be gross with it if I want. That's better. Alright, so I need to darken these fingers a bit. And see, this is where I love the angle shader brush, is that I can do tiny little details with the point, I can do wider strokes with the flat edge. It's really a nice multi-use brush, which is very helpful in this sort of situation where there's so many little turns and changes in the hand. And like shadows, like this little lump here is actually the shadow of the finger above it. That's why it's got this weird lump here. Yeah. That finger is literally made up of like 3 stripes, but it kind of works. You talk to your paintings sometimes. Stop it. Quit that. You want to fight. I don't think I've ever challenged any of my paintings to a fight, but maybe I will if they deserve it. I like that a lot. Can you listen to meditation music? That is probably a much better use of time. Is the music volume okay today? Because when I first put on my headphones, the music was like blasting. I'm not sure why. Something, it might have been when I was video editing last night. I left the volume at a funny level. So I had to sort of adjust it, and hopefully it's okay. I do like the lo-fi sort of music, that sort of chill vibes like what I've got on today. This is all music from Chill Hop, which is a lo-fi one for use for streaming and things like that. Yeah. Alright, I think I might just go in with some highlights, and then the hand is getting pretty close to there. Highlights. Actually, I might use that round brush that I had a fight with earlier. Maybe that's it. I don't ask my painting if it wants to fight. Music is all good? Awesome. Okay. What I'm going to do is actually lock the volume of that channel so the music volume doesn't change. And I might do it with my mic as well. Let's just lock all the volumes so they're not going to randomly change on me in between streaming. Aha! Using features. But yes, maybe I don't ask my paintings to fight with me, but I definitely ask my equipment to fight with me a lot of the time. Like my brushes, For my paint, I challenge them to duels and tell them off for being bastards. I was trying to paint with the round brush before when I was doing the skull, and I had a fight. I had a fight with it because it wasn't doing what I wanted. And even now, it's like it's holding the paint okay, but it's not necessarily applying it as readily as I want necessarily. Oh, it's doing a little better there. I see so many people who use just round brushes, and I'm like, I don't get it. It's the appeal. Because the tip is so much more springy. I have less control than my shorter tipped brushes. But, you know, walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Use a round brush until it frustrates you. Yeah, see, that just looks blech. With a filbert, that's just 2 paint strokes. I feel like I'm just like tickling the paint surface with the round. I'm not like manipulating it, I'm just fiddling. Nah. What are you up to today, Kim? Melody came back from an art market, which we were talking about earlier, which sounded very exciting, and it had a huge amount of artists at it, which would have been lots of fun. I haven't gone to something like that in ages because all the big events are still cancelled. Just saying how much I was enjoying this music and now I'm not enjoying this track. Weird breathy guy. Yep. Okay, that's better. Where was I? Going up this finger. There we go. Nice. See in there, it started drawing a nice line and then it just sort of smudged out at the tip. Probably can't see that because it's tiny, but I need more pink. I feel like the round brush absorbs all the paint and doesn't put it back down again. Maybe it's just because I've got a soft fibre one. Questioning everything now. Cool. I think that's pretty much there now. I just needed that extra light on the top finger to make sense. Blurring that out a bit. Yeah! Grabby hand! Timmy just got in from work. Yay! Nothing going on in Sacramento right now. Everything just opened up. Oh, good work! Everything just opened up. fingers crossed for you that everything remains all cool. That'll be good. Do you have any suggestions of a random word that I should search for what to paint next? I've just been searching on Unsplash for free stock and finding what takes my fancy. And in between I'm just messing with this cloudscape a whole bunch. I think I want another cloud down here. We could go a little bit creation of Adam. Random hand coming out of clouds. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, you guys can't see that. Hold on. Let me just adjust a smidge. There we go. Yeah. Coffee. Okay. Oh, pink. Pink is the only colour I'm going to use the whole blob. And sorry, this is Brilliant Pink by Langridge Oil Paints, which has actually got a lot of orange in it. It's not just a straight pinky pink. It is definitely on the orangier side, but I kind of like that because it's really vibrant. Yeah. Ooh, magnolias. Yeah, Kim, feel free to put your Instagram handle in the chat. You too, Melody. I mentioned earlier, Melody has a new YouTube video up, so check that out too. Yeah. Sprig, sprig, sprig. I'm very okay with people spruiking their things in here if they're going to chat. Not yet? Ah, definitely get on it. There's no harm in Instagram. Unless you post nipples like I do sometimes. Instagram doesn't like that. I like life drawing and I'm not ashamed of it. I've got another breathy guy in the music. What's with all these breathy guys? Stop being breathy. Give me something else. Let's try a different artist. Oh no, wait, we just had that one. Let me go further. That's prettier. Now, which flower has a magnolia? I might have to look up a magnolia after this. I'll be honest, I am not done very much florals. You know, as a kid, I used to really like drawing roses, but I had a big problem of them looking like cabbages. Oh, Melly, you working on that child portrait? Yeah. Did you watch that video from Paint Coach? This is my problem, I watch too much stuff. But I am glad I watched something that ended up being relevant. Yay! I'm glad it helped. That's the main thing. That sounds like a really good idea. Push your values and keep the transitions gradual. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck. You have my thumbs up. Good luck approval. Yeah. Main thing is just take it slow. It's oil paint. You can take your time with it. It's not for a deadline or anything, is it? Deadlines make everything pressure. I'm glad the sketchbooking it does not have a deadline. That is probably why I'm having so much fun. Ha ha ha. Bleh. Alright, I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, he's not bad. I do find the, like, his whole shtick is like he's talking to you like a sport. And sometimes I find that a little bit abrasive, but that's probably just a personality thing, because, like, a lot of the media here in Australia is still that, like, American gridiron football thing. And, like, my partner actually played American gridiron football. And I just always find those movies and pop culture things really... I don't know. Not growing up in a culture where the school sports and all that sort of thing are so intense and, like, everyone has to be into them and it's, like, all this huge funded college football. Like, not growing up with that, it's, like, scary. And sometimes he gets that sort of voice coming out of him. And I'm just like, I find that abrasive. So I sort of skim watch a lot of his videos, and then if he's talking about something that I really like, then I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm into this. Yeah, well, I think he said, like, he was a college footballer or something, and then he decided to be an artist. So all power to him for that huge jump in career. Because, yeah, I'm sure that was a whole thing when he had to do it. But, like, yeah, he does good work. I really liked his, like, Jack Nicholson painting. That one had really good expression. I'm really freaked out by his Nicolas Cage painting in the background of a whole lot of his video. He's got, like, this giant board just covered in all these heads of Nicolas Cage. And I don't get it, because I'm not a Nicolas Cage fan. I'm just like, why? I'm sure it's just for the meme factor or something, but I'm still just like, I would not want that many Nicolas Cage faces in my studio, personally. If someone asked me for the commission, I'd just be like, nah. Oh, both his parents are artists. That's really cool. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't such a weird career change then. If he grew up with sort of art and painting. That's really cool. I don't know. My mum worked in a bank and my dad's an accountant, so I definitely can't relate to that experience. They were always encouraging though. I give my parents a lot of credit there. They were never like, no, you can't do art, which is I'm very thankful for. I never had to fight that battle that I know a lot of people have to fight. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a short break and just run to the bathroom and run back. I will be right back. And then I think I'm gonna challenge myself to do something floral. Something. And if I hate it, it's gonna turn into a cloudscape, but we're gonna give it a go. Alright, I'll just be right back. Okay, we're back. Yeah. Florals. Florals are so complicated looking. I could do a leaf, but that feels like a cop-out. Lavender. Lavender is cute. Wow, that one's colourful. That's like too colourful. Much. Let's search. Oh, that one's kind of cool. That one looks like a weird jellyfish. Let's search flower instead of floral. Yeah, they're a bit simpler. Magnolia. Oh, that one's a magnolia, isn't it? Ha! Flowers, I think. Cool. I don't mind that one, whatever one that is. Gladioli. Oh, flower with a bug. More flowers with bugs! Yeah, okay. I'm into this. Let's do a flower with a bug. And that will make me feel less intimidated about doing a flower. Oh, look at that one! No, I think I like the first one. Yeah, this guy. Alright. Gonna do this guy. I might not make him brown, I might make him a different colour. But he's cute! Caffeine time! Delicious. Alright. Let's... How do I want to do this? I want to start with the dark in the middle of the flower, I think. And then gradually work my way out to the edge. Lighter. I'm going to use this light red colour. I hate that they named this colour light red because it's like I wouldn't call it a light red in terms of a value. It's more of a terracotta colour, but you know, whatever. I don't get to name the paints, sadly. Now, if I want the curve of the butterfly to be there, I need my flower to be there. Reckon? Oh, that's become a real poopy colour. My rag is... So let's just flip that over. Starting with the darks and using a transparent colour. I'm hoping this will just allow me to pull out each petal. Oh, thanks, Kim! I did find a lot of those flowers intimidating, I'll admit. They've just got so much to them. I think that's the thing, flowers are so many layers. And I know you meant to simplify, like the videos I've watched of people doing flowers, it's like you simplify it right down into major forms or textures and things like that, but I'm just like, but there's so many petals. And then some people do paint every single petal and I'm like, you're amazing robot people who have all the patience in the world. So I'm just doing the underneath of the flower first. The only flower I can think of that I did was I did one big hibiscus flower painting in gouache when I lived in the country, because like when I lived in the country, none of my friends were out there. It was like 4.5 hours out of Melbourne. And we lived there for a year because my husband had his work placement there. So what I ended up doing was joining the local art society, which was entirely ladies in the age range of 40 to 90. But it was lovely because it was a little group that got together and I could get out of the house and we'd just chat and gossip. We were given a art activity by our teacher because it was a drawing class. And each week she sort of had a exercise, and we would do that exercise is the idea. So it wasn't particularly the sort of drawing that I like to do. It was things like, oh, we've got this like pen drawing of a shack in a field, and we're going to sort of try and recreate that. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't really feel any affinity for shacks in the middle of a field, but it was a way for me to be social and a way for me to sort of do an art activity with people. So I didn't really care about the subject matter, really. And one of the weeks, yeah, we were doing gouache. So I brought my gouache, and I had like a piece of black mount board, which is what you use in framing to do those window mounts. And we were doing florals. So they had a small little library there of various books and things, and actually I think she printed off pictures of flowers for us. So I picked the big hibiscus, excuse me, and I painted that for a whole day, and that ended up super cute to the point where my best friend, I love her to death, I do, we honestly on paper do not have a lot in common. And she does not like weird art the way that I like weird art, like fleshy bodies and nudes and things like that, not at all. And when she saw that I had painted like just a pretty flower, she was like, mine, this is my painting now. So I gifted that to her, and that was great because, yeah, like I think now, yeah, I can do paintings of her kids and things like that. And that's a lovely way to sort of give her some Liz Gridley originals. Or actually, I think she wanted to commission me. I can't remember. Either way, at that point in time, it was lovely to see her really go, yes, this piece, I like this piece. And it was all because I'd spent time working on something that I normally wouldn't. So, I don't know. It was just kind of fun. I do miss that group sometimes. It was a lovely group of ladies. But they're still doing their thing down in Gippsland. They had an exhibition at the start of the year, when Mother's Day was, like Australian Mother's Day. I'm not sure if Australian Mother's Day is different. I know overseas just had Father's Day, but we have Father's Day back in like earlier in the year. No, later in the year. We have it some other time in the year. I think it's September. So it's always a bit weird when you open Instagram and everyone's like, Happy Father's Day, and you're like, I forgot. No, wait, I didn't forget. Our Father's Day is a different day. Not that my dad ever wants anything for Father's Day, but for his birthday this year, I made him a cake, so that was something. And again, I am not a very good cook, but I managed to make the one cake, and I am thankful for that. There we go. So now that I've got my darker petals, I need to make sure these stay lighter. She says as she drags some dark colour up into that petal. No! Light. Okay. And this is going to sort of be where the butterfly is. This is actually feeling very similar to doing the hand, because I'm just sort of working my way up each petal like I was working my way up each finger. Will be like a little lumpy thing in here. What do they call it? Stamen? What's that middle bit of the flower where the pollen junk is? I totally remember year 11 biology. Blech. I never took environmental science. This is my problem. Why I can't identify flower bits. Should have taken enviroscience. Yeah. Let's just add some highlights. Top there. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. It's looking a bit blown out on my screen. That is a good point. Figure painting is complicated, like flowers. I think it's... So originally, I was drawn to figure painting because after doing, like, the school art programs and that sort of stuff, I sort of aged out of all, like, the kids' after-school art things. And what we ended up finding for me to keep doing art was life drawing. So that was the first, like, time I'd ever done life drawing, and I really, really enjoyed it. So that sort of started my fascination with the figure. And one of the guys at the Art Society, again, sort of Art Society mostly of people over the age of 50 to 90, he said, if you can learn to paint the human, you can paint anything. I know now that's a bit simplified, but it sort of got me really determined that I want to learn how to do this, and I want to learn how to do this really well. And yeah, it sort of put a foot up my butt to work hard, which was cool. And I sort of haven't stopped. So I started because I wanted to learn how to do the figure, and I still feel like I'm learning and like I can do it better. I'm definitely at a point that young me like could only dream of, and I'm really happy to be where I am with how I can do figures now, but I can still do them better. I know I can do it better. And with flowers, I haven't done that initial put the time in to like really learn how to do them. Like if I did a workshop or something with someone to really learn the basics of flower painting beyond what I've known just from YouTube videos and like the few books that I've read, then that would probably get me a lot more interested and less intimidated. Because yeah, I've watched a few videos, and like Vicky Sullivan, she's another artist here in Victoria, she's got a couple of videos on her YouTube channel of doing flowers, and she's very good at flowers. She's got this beautiful garden at her property down at the beach, and their garden is just insane. They've got bananas growing, they've got every flower under the sun, they've got all these huge vines and stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. So she just literally goes out in her garden and goes, I'm painting that today. Cool, take it inside, done. So I think, yeah, with a lot of art subjects, I find things intimidating until I give them the time and the study to really practice them. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm quite happy with this little guy, but I specifically picked a more simple flower because I know I don't know the tools and the skills to do more complicated shiz yet. I think that's it. I just predict that I'm going to get frustrated, so I avoid it like the plague. Especially when I'm in a nice relaxed mood like this. Sometimes you just don't want problems. Internet? I'm gonna assume that was a typo. Alright, let's put a butterfly in. Butterfly. I just went straight for the pink again. Maybe that's it, the hand's trying to grab the butterfly. What draws you to figures, Melty? Or why are you interested in drawing figures and kids and things? I love how in sketchbooks you can sort of layer the things. I just put the butterfly ever so slightly over that finger, so they just create a little layer. The hand sitting behind the butterfly. The butterfly might be sitting in front of the skull. Let's just use all the bright colours on this one. This is going to be a very bright butterfly. Oh no, your internet's kicking you out. That's mean. I'm going to put a picture of the final... I think I'm just going to fill this page and then we might be done and then we can go on to this page another day. But I'll post where I get up to on Instagram a little bit later. Master the challenge. It is a bit that, isn't it? It's interesting because you know it's hard. You know it's a challenge, you know it's difficult, and I think that was the thing with the other artist telling me if I can paint a figure, I can paint anything. Is I'm like, okay, well if that's the hardest thing, I'll do that, and then everything will be easy, right? It is definitely a challenge. I know a lot of painters who are amazing at all different subject matter, still life, oceanscapes, things like that, and they won't go anywhere near portraits because they're just like, nah, too hard basket. And I don't blame them, because again, it's something you've got to dedicate time to. It's not an overnight thing. Oh, this is going to be a very bright butterfly. I like this. More chroma! I know that says not, but I'm reading it as newt. Like, you know, the Pingu cartoon? That's not a cartoon, stop motion, but newt newt! Oh, I will probably need to have lunch after this butterfly, I think. I'm getting delirious. More caffeine! Yum 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 yum. I'm glad you get my weird sense of humour. So here, I've started with the pink at the bottom, and now that I'm coming down with the blue, see how they're just gradually blending together? And that's going to create the sort of, the bit on the butterfly that's, I'll show you. The bit on the butterfly. Yep. See all those like little veiny bits? I'm just going to hint at those by bringing the pink and the blue together and leaving them in little bits. So hopefully we can get that, and then I can do a nice pink detail along the edge and then bring in those little dots with some white probably, and then I'll have to use a darker value here for the middle, but I will need to find the smallest brush I have for that part. We will get to there. The most complicated flower you've ever done was a hydrangea. Which one's a hydrangea? Let's Google this. Let's Google. Hydrangea. Is that how you spell it? Yeah. Oh, heck. Yeah, that's a few petals. Heck and heck. Oof. Yeah, that doesn't look like fun to me at all. I know, again, some people can do those. I think, like, Katie Jobling, she does hydrangeas. She's on YouTube. She definitely does that, like, simplify the form style, which is beautiful, but it's, like, it's not the same as sitting there and painting every petal. Heck. That is complicated. Where did I lost my thing? Back here. Sorry, those little pop-ups will come up every time I switch screen. What did I do with the picture of the butterfly? I lost it. Oh, there he is. I found him. Cool. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go back in with the pink now and paint into the blue to create all those little veins. Pink. More pink. Thank you both so much for joining me. This has been a lovely way to spend my morning. You didn't understand simplification at the time. Oh, but that's the thing, like, oh, in graphite. Yeah. Oh, that would have been so much detail, Kim. Well done. But again, I'm sure you learnt a lot doing that picture, because that's what you bit off so much, and sometimes it's okay to set yourself a really hard challenge because you learn so much and you like, yeah, get to accomplish this huge thing in your own way. Even though you stress yourself out by the sense of it. But you learn things, so it's not a bad thing. As long as you learn something. I think that's another role for this art book. It's that, you guys ever watch Mythbusters? That quote from Adam that was, it's science if you write it down. It's fucking around until you write it down and then it's science. It's like the art book sort of fulfills that role where it's like if I'm doing random things, you know, as long as I write it down, then it counts as work, it's fine. I'm learning things, it's fine. Justifying the weird challenges we set for ourselves. Just going in again with some more blue. Again, I'm not going to paint every single vein, would be here all day, but giving the idea of them. Yeah, that's cute. Alright, tiny brush. I need a tiny brush. And I might have to put some shadow on the flower because that butterfly isn't really sitting in the flower at the moment. I've made a mess. Business cards everywhere. Teeny brush. Teeny. Now this brush looks like it's dead, but I love it because the bristles are so short that I have a lot of control. So hopefully this will do what I want. Your challenge for the year is to complete 10 portraits and really work on your portrait work, and it's proving to be a beast. It will be a beast, but every single portrait you will learn things. Like, you're learning a lot at the moment doing this child portrait, by the sounds of it, and like really taking the time to figure out where you want to improve and where you want to work on it. Even if you don't get to 10, you're going to have learnt so much by the end of this year. I've done a couple of art challenges, mostly the Inktober, Oiltober ones, and just even if you don't quite make it to the end, like, you still learn so much from it. It's awesome. Struthless, an Australian artist, put out a video last night all about like learning about the values of your experience more than how they look on paper in relation to like career hunting. So if you've got a resume and you've done like 40 random things and it doesn't look like much, actually there's a lot more there than you think, because by doing so many random things, you've opened yourself up to so many more experiences, and you'll have learnt things in every one of those weird jobs that maybe you wouldn't have learned if you were in a single track career. So I really like that video. Go check him out. So it's Struthless, so Struthless. Really charismatic Australian YouTuber. I really like his stuff, and he's just come out with a bit of a motivational self-help book, which I will probably get because I like his stuff. But I can't afford it at the moment, so I will wait. I did mean to do an email out to my email mailing list people saying it's end of financial year if anyone wants some art. So if you sign up to my mailing list, you might get an email from me this week or next week. You can sign up to my mailing list on my website, lizgridley.com.au, if you want to. You don't have to. I appreciate the hangs just here. Okay, I want to keep the body behind this bit of the petal, which is wrong compared to the reference, but oh well. I've gone a bit rogue with this now, so it's fine. I do like looking back at the sketch page, how much like some I've gone really with the reference and somehow I really haven't. It's kind of fun. The colours on this page are great. Which is probably just a testament to what's been on my palette. It'd be interesting if I did the same thing with a more boring palette, but I like it. It's fun. Struthless. Yeah, you may have seen him. He's definitely sort of around the art YouTube bit. But yeah, he does like self-help content and that as well, because he does freelance illustration, animation. He's got his own animation studio now. He does like podcasty stuff, I think. He does a whole bunch of stuff. Definitely one of those doesn't stay in one lane kind of people, which I think is awesome. Same as I think the American YouTuber Slew, he's trying to branch out into other lanes as well, which is inspiring to see. Not feeling limited by just sitting here and painting. Although I am perfectly content for now, sitting here and painting. It makes me happy. I need more stamen dudes in this. Okay. Oop, I dragged the wrong way. Sometimes I'll just, as though I was using a pen, I'll drag from a light section to a dark section, and instead of having the dark colour go into the light, I've done the opposite, and then you're like, there! The colour is going the wrong way. Blop, 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 blop. Alright, we want a bit of a dark border tip here. That's just a bit of crusty paint. That's not paint. I want paint. The thing, this tiny brush isn't really strong enough to bust through the crusty lumps. I've got to do that with another brush first. Or I could use a painting knife, but it's all the way over there, which is just so far out of reach. Yeah, Proco's another good one. I'm on the Proco website. If you want to follow me, I can follow you back. Proco 2.0. I signed up for Cornelia Hernes's class. I just haven't done it yet. I want to actually film myself while I do it, going through the exercises, so I could possibly ask for feedback or something like that. Out of your lane right now. Slew just moved studios. Yeah, he did! His new studio looks insane. It's huge. It's like basically a warehouse, which is really cool. Everyone's moving studios lately, because like Jazz's moved studios, 1000's moved studios, Slew's moved studios. It's just this weird, I think everyone's like shaking off last year and is all like, we need fresh, we need new. And a lot of these people are doing really well in their careers right now. So 100% upgrading your studio is a great investment for those who can. Yeah, so that's awesome. I just saw another opportunity in Melbourne where you can apply to get a residency and have a studio in Melbourne. My problem is it's like a 45-minute to an hour commute from my house, and I think if I did go through it and if I did get it, which, you know, like there's a lot of luck involved there, just doing the commute, I think would really eat into my creativity time. So as much as having the home studio, it's a lot smaller than I would like more space, especially having Dipper and things like that. I think I'm better suited to painting from home at the moment. But you know, if we move into a house with 2 lounge rooms, maybe the second lounge room could be the studio. Just saying, just putting it out into the universe. And if it was a room that used to have a bar and so it had a sink in it as well, oof, that would be so good. Sometimes you see those real estate photos where people have like the den room that has like a bar sink and things like that, and I'm all like, that would make a good studio. Yeah, because it's got high ceilings, sometimes it's got beautiful natural light, and it's got a little sink in the corner, and you could possibly have a bar fridge. And I'm like, that's my studio. That's all I need. The toilet's down the hall, that's fine. I just need the basics. And then I can do all my art cleanup right there in the room, because sometimes I'm lazy and don't do art cleanup when I should, because I have to walk down the hall. Mainly when I'm doing like gessoing and stuff, because acrylic dries so fast, I'm just like, ugh, I have to go clean my brush straight away. I'm lazy. Alright, we're getting there, just doing some little spots. And then I think I will do a stem for the flower going somewhere. I'm not loving the spots, but keep going. Oh, maybe I need to do them in yellow rather than white. Yeah, yellow. Okay. Well, I feel like we annihilated some of the blobs on the palette today. The red and the pink definitely got used a lot, and a lot of the blue. I've made a mess over here, which is good. Have you done any of the courses on Proco, Kim? Or just, do you just watch all the free content videos? Because the free content videos have a lot in them, like... Because I haven't done any of the courses yet, I don't know how good they are, but I bought the one when it was on sale, so it's sitting there ready for me. Yeah, I don't like all the dots at the top. I'm going to paint over them. I like how these ones are more uniform for some reason. Thank you. You're looking to do one later this year. Awesome. You got married? See, I don't know the gossip about Proco, but yeah, congratulations to him getting married. That's awesome. I've been following the Draftsman podcast on YouTube, but I sort of didn't get on the Proco website train per se until he launched Proco 2.0. So I'm not really sure how the original format worked. I don't mind the website. I definitely would like it to have a few extra features. What was bugging me the other day? Oh, I want to be when you add photos to a post, it asks you if you want to put them in an album, and you can't create a new album from that screen. So you've got to go create new albums before you make posts, and I'm like, that's just annoying. But like, that's little finicky stuff. It's just, I'm sure they'll do that kind of stuff eventually, but that was my bugbear the other day when I was making a post. That's what you'll have to watch my video this week. Everyone voted in the community tab for life drawing in real time. So I've got that video edited last night and I'll upload that for Friday. But then next week I've got the black fight, the flat black fight, which is Stuart Semple's Black 3.0 versus the new So Flat Matte Black by Golden. And I sort of compare them to a couple of other paints as well. And then I did a little painting of a red panda because on Proco there was a community challenge to paint this picture of a little red panda. So I'm like, okay, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'll do this for the YouTube video. And actually, yeah, the painting turned out really nice. And one of my best mates, he loves red pandas. And I wanted to give them a thank you because they've been doing a lot of promotional and support work for my YouTube channel. So they got that painting. So that was really nice. I don't know if this looks like a stem or if it looks like the flower is like shooting. Maybe I need to put something down here that it's exploding out of. Yeah, it's fun. Just want to thicken up the body of the butterfly a bit. Needs more oomph. Which I realise I say oomph a lot more than I thought I did. That's what I've learnt since live streaming, that I say oomph a lot. Same as when I've filmed myself, I've learnt that I say so every 2 seconds. So when you're listening to your own voice in videos, you realise so every sentence, so starts so with a so. And then I sit there cutting my so's out of my video because there's so many of them. It doesn't really matter. It's just me not being good with words. It's worse because I'm going through all my old videos at the moment and adding subtitles, so the videos are more accessible. And it was something I always intended to do. It's just something I didn't put the time into. So now that I'm full-time from home, if I'm sitting on the couch with my husband watching something, or we're just sort of hanging out doing our own things, I'll borrow his laptop so I can sit there and add subtitles to my videos while we're hanging out. And I just say so often! So often! But I might get better at it now that I know I say so. But I think it's my version of Like I say as well, but I think I say so when I'm trying to think of the next thing I want to say. Which is a whole thing. Boop. No worries, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely to have a chat. No worries. I think I'm going to stop after this butterfly, so you've made it almost the whole way, so no stress. You have a lovely dinner, and we'll see you next time. So next week I'm going to do the Australian late night time. I'll do the Thursday evening time. A live stream, but there'll be a video on Friday, so yeah. Oh, you do so, yes? That's it. You suddenly notice, oh, do I say this like all the time? I can't. I do like that recording myself. I've gotten more used to my own voice as well, because I used to hate the sound of my voice recorded. I always felt like I sounded like really low, really baritone. I'm not going to say like a man, but like very... not your standard feminine tone. But I've gotten a lot more used to my voice. I do think when I'm recording video, I settle into retail voice, which is like when I've been working in the shop and I'm a little bit more, hi, how you going? Let's do this today. Yeah, I can help with that, no problem. But these sort of live stream videos, I'm speaking a lot more normally, like my normal canter, which I really like. Because I'm not feeling so presenty. I'm just sitting around chatting with friends. Which is nice. Oh, thank you. That's it. I don't even notice that I have an accent. Maybe sometimes if I'm saying something typically Australian, like g'day, but I can't tell my accent the way that you can with other... like Struthless, he's got like the hardcore Australian Sydney. I think it's a Sydney accent. Melbourne's accent is one of the weirder Australian ones because we mix so much with so many international accents. I feel like a Melbourne accent is really hard to pick. It's easy to pick when someone's faking it. So that's the problem. Anytime a movie has like a character who's meant to be Melbourne Australian, you're like, nah, unless they're actually a Melbourneite. Most of the time it comes off as very fake. Like I loved the guy who plays Kano in the new Mortal Kombat movie because he's an Australian comedian and his accent was just perfect for Kano, where you want that real Australia Bonza mate kind of accent, which you need for like a Mortal Kombat character. Like it's meant to be like that. Like Captain Boomerang's voice was awful. Whose else's voice? The Australian characters in Pacific Rim. Because they weren't Australian. I'm pretty sure they were British or something, and just the Australian accents were awful. And they had a British bulldog. They were two Australian characters with a British bulldog as their pet. They should have had a blue healer or an Australian Kelpie. Like, that made no sense. But other than that, Pacific Rim is a wonderful movie. So I'm not going to badmouth it that much. That's what I need. I need that dark colour to come up the edge of the wing, and then that will make more sense. Putting light on this side, I need to put shadow on this side. Oh, that's better. Yeah. That's better. Just want to darken those fingers a little bit around the edge of the butterfly. And they're not merging together with the colours. That's a bit better. Yay! This has been so lovely. I have to clean my house now, which is going to be less fun. But this has been great. Thank you so much for joining me, Melody. Oh, I love it. Okay, I will take a photo of it and I will put it on Instagram a little bit later today. And yeah, we'll have to have another sketchbook day so I can fill up the rest of the page and just keep going on the spread. Because I am liking how this is going, but it needs more. It needs to keep spreading like the plague. Thank you. I'm glad you had fun at your art market art fair today. Art expo. Yeah. And again, yeah, I'll have a new video up on Friday. And then I'll be on the night schedule next week. So, oh, hello Jeffrey. Sorry, I'm just finishing up. Hello from Massachusetts. Lovely. This is Melbourne, Australia calling. How you doing? We've been doing this. We started this page today in my sketchbook, and this is all in oil. And this little butterfly was our last bit for today. I'll move it back up so there's a little cloud where the hand's coming out of. So I've had a lot of fun. You can watch back the live stream as well. Once I end it, it'll save it as a video. So if you wanted to see how this all came about, you can, Jeffrey. But thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you guys next time. Absolutely. I'm live streaming every week. I just change what time I do fortnightly. So next week it'll be Thursday night Melbourne time. So it'll be, I think, early morning for you. Or late at night, one of the two. But just keep an eye on the community tab. I'll put a post there. So thanks again, both of you, so much. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.